Super Cyclone Amphan threatens Odisha, West Bengal. Amphan is expected to bring heavy to extremely heavy rainfall over the Gangetic West Bengal and heavy to very heavy rainfall over north coastal Odisha on May 19. That's today and tomorrow. Cyclone Amphan in 2013 and Super Cyclone in 1999, both of which hit coastal Odisha, have been the most powerful cyclones in the Bay of Bengal in the past 2 decades in terms of wind speed. By the time it makes its landfall in West Bengal, Amphan is expected to tone down into a Category 4 extremely severe cyclonic storm with a wind speed of 165 to 175 kilometers per hour and gusting to 195 kilometers per hour. That's what the latest we've got. Last year, Fani, which was in ESC, made a landfall in Odisha and ravaged the state, claiming at least 40 lives. What could it mean for the states which could see the impact, and how prepared are they to handle it? I am Anil Thomas and we'll get you the latest on the Super Cyclone there. Well, let's start first up. Let's head to our reporters there who are there joining us from Kolkata and as well as from Odisha. Momita Bishwas joining us from Kolkata this morning. Momita, give us an update on how West Bengal is getting ready for this particular super cyclone.
Yes, Anil, Amphan cyclone is rapidly moving towards the coastal areas of West Bengal, Odisha and Bangladesh, and it's likely to hit tomorrow in the afternoon. The cyclone is also expected a heavy rainfall and landslide with a wind speed of like 195 km per hour, as informed by the Met Department. Meanwhile, regarding the precautionary measures, the West Bengal government, along with the NDRF teams, has been deployed in those coastal areas of West Bengal, where rescue operations are out. Lakhs of people have been evacuated from the low-lying areas to the higher areas. There is a total suspension of fishing operation in those coastal areas from yesterday till tomorrow. The areas which are mostly to be affected due to the cyclone is like East Midnapur, North, South 24 Paraganas, Digha, Hubli and Howrah. Though West Bengal government have put on plans and already evacuated lakhs of people from the prone regions, from those areas. I also like to mention about the Sundarban National Park. Like the officials of the IMD has expressed a great fear regarding the Amphan that it may create a severe landfall in Sundarban National Park, as it's the world's largest mangrove wetland. The IMD department has also informed that landfall will cause a severe effect there, but they're also assuming that it may have more impact in the areas of Bangladesh. The fishermen out there are also very scared because, the devastation caused by Aila, Bulbul, Fani has not been totally recovered yet. And another cyclone is prepared to come, Amphan. So they are like, showing a major concern regarding Amphan and its effects. Anil.
Okay, since you mentioned Sundarban, how difficult or how big a challenge is it there for the government as well as for the relief and operations teams? There's the NDRF, all those people involved. How difficult is it for a region like Sundarban when it comes to evacuation?
It's the world's largest mangrove wetland, so it's definitely very difficult out there to evacuate the people. Though various departments like the NDRS and SDRS teams have been deployed. Their people, the fishermen, has been evacuated from there. The forest officials has been alerted like for 24 hours to keep in alert because of the cyclone may cause a severe landfall in those areas. Though the fishermen are also showing the great concern, like how the animals out there in the jungles can be evacuated, or like how the wetlands can be saved. But as of now, the teams have been deployed so that any severe condition occurs, that they can take immediate action and they can act on it immediately.
Okay, also when it comes to evacuating people from those regions that are going to be in the line of landfall, how difficult is it, and how prepared is the state when it comes to coordinating with the center and also with the rescue and operation teams?
Yes, the sector is taking yesterday also the Chief Minister of West Bengal, Mamata Banerjee, has a press conference with all the officials they should be 24 hours alert regarding this cyclone, regarding evacuating. They need to be evacuated. Though already the evacuation process has been started, the people has been evacuated from those areas, from the low-lying areas to the higher areas. So it's a very big challenge, to the process of rescue operation over there. But the authorities are doing all its level-best possibilities to evacuate those people, and also keeping the administration and the SDRF and NDRF teams alert for any severe condition out there.
Okay, Momita, you stay with us. We'll come back to you for more inputs at this point of time. We've got the Director General of the Indian Meteorological Department, Mrityunjay Mahapatra, joining us. Good morning, sir. Sir, give us the latest when it comes to the bulletins, the warnings that have been issued, the latest bulletin that you issued this morning.
Yeah, as per the latest bulletin issued based on the observations of 5:30 IST, the super cyclonic storm is now located about 520 kilometers south of Paradip.
Okay.
And it is moving in north-northeast directions as predicted earlier. And also it is showing some kind of a weakening trend. So during next 3 hours, it will weaken into an extremely severe cyclone storm. So as per our prediction, when it will be reaching the coast, it will further weaken and it will cross the West Bengal, Bangladesh coast as a very severe cyclonic storm with wind speed of 155 to 165 kilometers per hour, gusting to 180 kilometers per hour. So our track remains same. Our intensity forecast, as we predicted earlier, almost remains same, and time of landfall also remains same. So forecast for the intense heavy rainfall for West Bengal, we are expecting as it is. We can expect heavy to extremely heavy rainfall over coastal districts of West Bengal on 20th, and it will commence from tonight. And also, we can expect the damages due to the strong winds, which is expected to be 155 to 165, goes to 185. In addition to that, the tidal wave is expected to be 4 to 5 meters above the astronomical tide during the landfall of the cyclone over this coast between Digha and Hatia Island. Our landfall forecast is that it will cross during afternoon and evening time of 20th over West Bengal and Bangladesh coast between Digha and Hatia Island, close to Sundarbans. So therefore, the most affected area likely to be South and North 24 Pargana and the East Midnapur districts of India and adjoining areas of Bangladesh.
Okay. Also when it comes to, the warnings that have been given and the damage that you anticipate, considering the warning has come very much in advance, what's the damage that you anticipate that could hit both the states of Odisha as well as West Bengal?
The most adverse impact will be over West Bengal. It will be followed by the north coastal Odisha.
Okay.
Over the West Bengal districts like South and North 24 Pargana and East Midnapur, we are expecting wind speed of about 155 to 165, gusting to 185 kmph during time of landfall. That is starting from 20th afternoon. So due to this wind speed, there can be damage to the structures like thatched houses, tin houses, asbestos houses. There can be widespread damage. Also, there can be uprooting of trees, uprooting of telephone poles and electric poles. There can be damage to the very old Fakka structures also.
Okay.
In addition to that, this tidal wave which we are expecting, 4 to 5 meters, it can inundate the low-lying areas of South and North 24 Pargana, and there will be tidal wave of about 3 to 4 meters over East Midnapur districts. There also it will inundate low-lying areas. These tidal waves are saline waters. They affect the soil, they affect the standing crops, also they affect the drinking water in that particular area. In addition to that, we are also expecting heavy to extremely heavy rainfall, and more than 20 centimeters in 24 hours over these coastal districts. Over the Hooghly, Howrah and Kolkata districts also, we are expecting strong winds. It may go up to 100 to 110 kilometers per hour, gusting to 120 kilometers per hour.
Okay.
And these winds would also can lead to uprooting of trees, breaking of tree branches, bending of electric poles and telephone poles over these districts, namely Kolkata, Hooghly, Howrah, and districts.
Sir, how different is this particular cyclone from the previous cyclones? The previous cyclones that we have heard about or we have seen, in the state of Odisha as well as in the state of West Bengal.
I will draw a comparison with the last cyclone Bulbul, which went across Sundarbans last year. It is almost similar to that cyclone when it will be crossing the coast. So, only thing is that Bulbul was not a super cyclone. This system became super cyclone for some time, and now it is going to again weaken. But at the time of landfall, whatever wind speed we are expecting, that will be slightly higher than the wind speed what we had in case of Bulbul. In case of Bulbul, it was 120 to 130 kilometers per hour wind speed at the time of landfall. But here we are expecting 155 to 165 kilometers per hour. Therefore, the damage due to this cyclone will be higher than that of Bulbul.
Okay. Also, sir, what kind of a challenge is this particular cyclone, in these times of a pandemic? Does the impact increase manifold?
Yeah, certainly it is a very difficult time because people have the multiple problems to be faced. There is problem due to COVID-19. Also, there is an additional problem now because of this cyclone. But however, the people in this region, Odisha and West Bengal, are acquainted with the tropical cyclones and their impact. And I hope they will listen to all the bulletins and all the actions being taken by the state and central governments, and they will save themselves.
Okay. Also, do you see any direct, impact of this particular cyclone on, the viral load that we see in the air? Is there any connection, or do people need to be much more cautious when it comes to this particular cyclone and the virus that's there in the air?
There is no such study to find out the link between the tropical cyclone and this particular virus, because in this area for the first time this year we are getting these tropical cyclones, and therefore it is very difficult to say whether there is any link. I don't think there is any link in genesis and track and intensity of the cyclone with the COVID-19, but whether it will have any impact on the life of the virus itself, that of course we have to think and examine.
Okay, sir. Also, what's the warning that's been issued to the fishermen there? In this particular states, are they to refrain from going till 21st, or does it even go further ahead for 2-3 days?
No, we have given warning till 20th. Till 20th, the fishermen should not go into the sea. Complete suspension of the fishing operation that we have told. So that has to be there. In addition to that, also we have told that railway operations and national highway operations also to be suspended or diverted, especially in the coastal districts of West Bengal and adjoining districts of north coastal Odisha, because of these strong winds and expected damaging impacts.
Okay. Also, sir, when it comes to the heavy rainfall warning that has been issued, the heavy rainfall warning in Odisha as well as in West Bengal, that's directly impacted to this particular super cyclone. But what about the other regions there in that particular northeast belt?
As the cyclone will make landfall in the afternoon and evening hours of 28th, after the landfall also it will continue to move northeastwards. As a result, it will move across Gangetic West Bengal, then Bangladesh, and then it will enter towards Meghalaya and West Assam. But by that time, it will weaken. We are expecting that by the morning of 21st, it will weaken into just a cyclone storm with a wind speed of 65 to 75 km per hour over Bangladesh. And by the evening, it will further weaken into depression, evening of 21st.
Okay. Also when it comes to the evacuation measures, now that the alert is very much in advance, do you feel that the evacuation process becomes much easier, because both these states have a history where, they have been hit by these cyclones?
Certainly, because we are telling this that it will go between Digha and Hatia Island for last 3 days, and it has been consistent also, and accordingly state and central governments have taken action also. Already they have started some evacuation, and certainly I think this lead period helps the disaster measures to take advanced actions.
Also, when it comes to the wind warning that has been issued, sir, how do people, who are not, people who are watching this particular, warnings that have been issued to this two state, how do people who are sitting in their, couches watching television, how do they infer the super cyclone, and what differentiate a cyclone from a super cyclone?
Yeah, this cyclone is categorized into different nomenclature like cyclone storm, severe cyclone storm, very severe cyclone storm, extremely severe cyclone storm, and super cyclone storm.
Okay.
Based on the associated wind speed. So if the wind speed is more than 220 kilometers per hour, it is called as super cyclone storm. So for example, at 5:30 IST today, the wind speed associated is about 220 kilometers per hour. So we have kept it as a super cyclone storm. 225 kilometers per hour now. So if the wind speed is 60 to 90 kilometers per hour, it is called as cyclone storm. If it is 90 to 120 kilometers per hour, it is called as severe cyclone storm.
Okay.
If it is 120 to 160 kilometers per hour, it is called as very severe cyclone storm. If it is from 160 to 220 kilometers per hour, it is called as extremely severe cyclone storm. If it is more than 220 kilometers per hour, it is called as super cyclone storm.
Mm-hmm. Also when it comes to, you said by the evening of tomorrow, that's 20th, the impact could be lessened. But having said that, when do you finally see this particular, the landfall as well as, this particular impact of it, passing over our nation? What's the latest, or when's the final word on that particular thing?
We are continuously monitoring and issuing the bulletins every 3 hourly. So we will be updating the informations. But as of now, it is almost very probable, whatever track we are telling, there is no change in track. There is high consensus among various numerical weather prediction models that it will cross the coast between Digha and Hatia Island and very close to Sundarbans.
Okay.
So there is no change. The intensity, yes, we are expecting that intensity will gradually weaken and it will cross the coast with a wind speed of 155 to 165 kilometers per hour, and as a very severe cyclone storm.
Okay, one final word before I let you go. You've seen the you've been mentioning about the forecast track and the intensity from the time you studied and to the time that we are about to see an impact. Has there been much of a change?
There is not much change if you look at our forecast with respect to track and intensity.
Okay. Okay, we will leave it there. Thank you and appreciate you joining us this morning with those updates there for us. Mrityunjay Mahapatra, the Director General of the Indian Meteorological Department, joining us this morning, giving us an update on that particular super cyclone that's expected to hit later tonight. Well, that's all we have time for in this edition. But remember, be safe, be indoors, and also learn to be positive. Thank you. Well, a look at the weather conditions there, a look at the satellite picture on the weather across the nation. That's what we need to look at this point of time. Let's take a look at that. Satellite images of the weather across the length and breadth of the nation. Rain and thunderstorms at many places over Kerala and Maharashtra, a few places over Jammu and Kashmir, Ladakh, Gilgit, Baltistan, Madhya Pradesh, east of Madhya Pradesh, and isolated places in West Uttar Pradesh, Sub-Himalayan, West Bengal and Sikkim, along with Assam and Meghalaya, are the places where we can see rain and thunderstorms today. As we mentioned, the super cyclone Amphan over the west central and adjoining central parts of South Bay of Bengal have moved nearly northwards at a speed of 11 kilometers per hour, and it is centered to make a landfall later tonight. The areas that could be affected, the two states that could be affected are Odisha as well as West Bengal. Well, due to the likely northwesterly winds at low levels and dry weather over most parts of northwest central and Gujarat, from tomorrow, heat wave is very likely to occur over Vidarbha during till 22nd over East Rajasthan, Gujarat states and Madhya Pradesh from today till the 22nd of May, and over West Rajasthan from tomorrow till the 22nd. Well, time now to take a look at the weather in your city.